Hello and welcome to this episode of Stage of the Game. We're doing a special episode today where I'm doing a one-on-one interview with none other than our very own Jessie Field.
Hey,
Jessie has just got done presenting her second show in New York this summer.
hey.
Uh, Her first show, Llama Pond, was part of the Fresh Fruit Festival,
hmm
and her other musical, uh, is it just Rachel now? What?
It's just Rachel
Yeah,
now.
Rachel. It was what festival was that part of?
NY Summerfest.
Gotcha.
Hey, yeah, it's been quite a summer, quite a busy time of year.
I apologize to our listeners if I sound weird during this podcast, but right now there's a tiny puppy chewing on my hand, but it's the only thing keeping him calm. So
Show the viewers the puppy, Owen. The viewers want to see the puppy.
there's the puppy
Oh my
who's
God,
just chewing on my hand.
so
But
beautiful.
again, it's for the greater good.
What's his or her name?
His name is Theo. He is a collie mix.
Oh my God, my heart it bleeds.
Well, back to the topic at hand. Do you
Yes,
want to talk a little bit about just a brief synopsis of your shows?
of course I do. Well, they're both historical lesbian feminist rampages, which is my forte and predominant interest in life. Uh, the first one, Llama Pat, which was the second musical actually I wrote with my brother Jared Field, is about Julie d'Aubigny, 17th century sword fighter and opera singer. It's like an adventure romp, but it's really about finding out what's enough in your life or something like that. I don't know. I'm still sort of working on it. Rachel is about environmentalist and nature writer Rachel Carson, and first her struggle to find success as a woman in a male dominated society, and then, of course, when she takes a stand against pesticides, which we know are bad. Uh, yeah, those are my plays, Julie and Rachel. I like them a lot.
So, what made you want to do like this kind of biographical feminist LGBT? What brought you to that specific area?
I would honestly just say pure impulse. I read a biography on Rachel Carson my sophomore year of college, and it was like immediately I knew I wanted to write a play about it, and I did, and it was like it was really as simple as that. In a At times I become like very certain about things, like when I knew I wanted to go into theater, or like when you fall in love is like the only thing I can equate it to, where like you're like, oh, okay, well this is it. And I knew immediately I wanted to write about Rachel, and when my friend Elisa sent me an article about Julie, I knew immediately I wanted to write about her. And it was just I think the strength of those impulses, because writing is, it's like long lonely work, and if
Mm-hmm.
you're not really like impassioned about what you're writing about, you're just not going to do it. So I could hardly say. I mean, I'm a woman. I'm a queer woman in the world, so those are always topics that attract me. Uh, but yeah, no, you see something in them. You wanna tell those stories. I did Llama Pad right after the election, as you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I was so angry, so fucking angry, and feeling very powerless. And there's something about powerful characters that attracts me. And for Rachel, the environment is a very scary thing for me. And anytime you can sort of like highlight something that scares you, you feel like you're maybe doing something about it. Anytime you can get people to talk about it, I just want stories like that to exist. There aren't enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, what made you want to collaborate with your brother of all people? I mean, I know that like some people would like be like cringe at the thought of like doing this kind of like deep intimate project with someone they're related to.
Yeah, I get that. No, just kidding. But I mean, mostly it's convenient because I mean, not. Whew, this is bad. He'll probably be one of the three people who watches this too. Oh God. Well, as he knows, I wanted to write musicals, but I can't write music. Certainly can't. I took music theory in college, and it was a very challenging course for me, and I needed to be tutored by Jared. And he loves to tell the story of me like trying to sight sing, and the notes were like bop bop bop, and I'd be like, "Cool, let me sing those notes, bop bop bop," and he'd be like, "You're singing them down," and I'd be like, "No, I'm not, bop bop bop," and he'd be like, "You are," and I'd be like, "No, they're going up," and he'd be like, "Oh my God." Suffice it to say, I'm not very music literate. I mean, I can read it because long history in a band, but I cannot write it. So when I knew I wanted to write musicals, and Jared was a composer, and he was a composer I knew, and I saw him all the time, and he's right in the family. So I just asked him first. So it was like it started out as a matter of convenience. Um, but of course, it's blossomed into much more than that. And I'm very happy we get to share this sort of working relationship. I think it's like the best times in our sibling relationship are when we're like working on a play and it's like really intense and sort of like emotionally consuming for us and we're just like bouncing ideas. And I think the brother sister thing is nice too because we can be like really fucking honest. Oh my God, a little puppy bark. Mm.
If you want to continue, I'm going to get something to distract him a little bit.
Cool, just monologue. I'm ready. But yeah, we can be really honest with each other. So if I think something sucks, I'll be like, "Hey, Jared, this sucks," and he'll be like, "Rude," or he'll be like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm glad you said something," or he'll be like, "Here are 19 reasons why you're wrong." But we can have like a very open dialogue with each other, and he's the same way with me. Where I'll be like, "Here are some lyrics," and he'll be like, "These are nonsense," and I'll be like, "Thank you, thank God somebody told me," or I'll be like, "You're nonsense." But whether we're like defending our work or calling each other out, it's good to have somebody you feel comfortable enough with to give like true feedback on. So I would say it has only strengthened our relationship. Although we've spent a lot of time together this summer, and I think there's always a challenge when you spend too much time together, and you're kind of like and I want to remember that like I'm my own person and not one half of the field musical writing team. Um, so we spent like a week or two apart, or like 5 days. I have no sense of time anymore. And then we came back together this weekend, and that was nice too. So I don't know. It's been good. I like Jared a lot. I also think he's like a musical genius. And I'm very lucky he was born into my family.
Awesome.
Yes.
I don't think I could do something that.
With Patrick or Bridget?
No. Well, one, we don't have the meshing skills required to do that kind of thing.
You could do a environmental yeah.
Yeah.
Touche.
Two, because because of the whole triplet thing, we've already experienced that kind of intimate level together, and I'm not sure we wanted to do it again.
Yeah.
But who knows? They'll probably listen to this and be like, "Hey, we could totally do it," and I'll be like, "Okay, prove me wrong."
The best part about siblings is they're all gonna watch this because they care about us.
Bridget's not going to watch this.
She might.
Patrick might. Can you hear the high pitch?
Little puppy sounds.
Yeah,
My heart
he
is
is a toy
screaming.
now. Hopefully, I can edit that out.
Oh my
We'll see.
God. It's beautiful. I love it. So
Um,
happy.
so, are you working on anything else currently?
Boy, am I. I've been writing a lot actually. I'm trying to like keep it going and also I one of the things I'm working on is like totally rewriting Llama Pa because it uh, we did like a second reading. I did a little second draft after our production this summer and I made some changes and we did a little reading and I pushed everybody to give me feedback and my friend who is a dramaturg came and she gave me amazing feedback. By which I mean like severe feedback that was really useful, which is the best kind of feedback there is. And I now see how far it can go, and so I'm trying to really do like to crack it open and rewrite the whole thing. to better serve the story, which is what I
Hmm.
did for Rachel like 5 years ago. And now I will do it for Lama Pan. Who knows how many more times I will do it? It's my whole job. But after that reading, I will confide in you, Owen, my friend, and our five dedicated viewers, Jared, Bridget, Patrick, I don't know, mom, dad. That's probably everyone. That shortly after that second reading, while it was going on, I was very professional and it was exactly what I wanted. I wanted all that feedback. But then, like 3 days later, I had like a severe breakdown of like pure playwright insecurity where I was like, how did I miss all those things that are wrong with it? How come I never saw them? It must be because like I'm really, really untalented and I'm like insane to be pursuing this and like what's wrong with me? And I was like breaking down and my many of my friends picked me back up and dusted me back off. Um, but one of the things that really stuck with me is something that Jared said to me as I like wept to him on the streets of New York because that's like my life in New York, me weeping on the streets with artistic intent. And he said to me, you know, like, Jesse, I don't even think it's about talent. Like, I think it's about how much work you put into it. And like, we get things done because we work so hard at them. And the more work you put in, the more you're going to get out of it. And that sort of resonated with me. Not that, I mean, like, I'm not back in that funk anymore. I
Hmm.
think I have some modicum of talent, or at least, you know, art is totally subjective. So it's not even about talent in that way either. It's like I write what I want to watch. And so in that way, I feel my integrity is sound. But I feel like it's just about work and how much you care. And so this week I've just been like trying to produce a lot of shit. And like if Jared has an idea or if somebody has given me an idea, like I'm gonna write it out and I'm gonna look
Hmm.
at it. Um, like this week even I wrote a song for Dalbert. You remember you read his character in
I
our
did.
first reading. I wrote like an introduction song for him and his manservant Hugo, and it was like hilarious, but it didn't serve the story at all. But like I tried it, I wrote the whole thing, I showed it to Jared, we talked about it, and then I cut it right back out of the script. But I still feel like it's useful. Um, so yeah, I've been trying to just like write everything. So first I'm rewriting La Maupin. We've got some little bitty projects flopping around, like I'm working on a 10-minute play because I feel like I should have one
Hmm.
to send all those competitions that are like, who has a 10-minute play? And I'm like, I have a 2 hour play.
No
Is
one
that
wants a
no?
2 hour
Nope,
play.
it's just an hour
Eh.
play. And they definitely don't want to play that's like 2 hours, by which I mean, like, I don't know, it's maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes. Like, I couldn't tell you. So I'm working on a 10-minute play. Jared and I are working on a song cycle about one night stands that we're thinking about pushing forward because it's so producible and really easy to do. Maybe like inviting sneak peek for all my Llama Pet people who are listening, which is none of you. So excellent. Um,
You didn't like push the podcast on your cast.
I can now, although I'd be sort of embarrassed. They'd hear me talk so much. They'd know I had a breakdown. Oh God. I've actually, you know, I never broke down in front of the Llama podcast. Like
Well,
I
that's
was
good.
very, very put together. I was very impressed. I just loved them so much, and I guess probably I'm gaining skills and confidence as I trundle on through this insane life that we chose. Who could say? Anyway, we're thinking about like inviting some of them to do like a collab, sort of ongoing thing where we build the play together. Like we'll
Hmm.
write songs for them because it's fun to write for people. Also, as I said, and as I really felt this week, like playwriting is really lonely. I'll spend like 8 hours writing alone and realize like I haven't even used my human voice like once at all in the whole day. And like it's not the same when you had a whole summer where I was working on so many plays with so many cool people, and then it's just like now back into utter solitude
Hmm.
until I can finish something well enough that I can show it to other people. So trying to find more ways that we can like keep working with actors and other people we love without being like I finished like an opus. Let's go do that. And the third big project I'm working on is Tulia with amazing actress Lapika Shah. We're gonna get back into that. My book is right back here for a prop. Eh, take that, shelving. Tulia. It's about the 1999 drug bust, or maybe like 2001. I can't remember, in Tulia, Texas. This is like a very long, serious project endeavor
Hmm.
about racism. So it's one that I want to be really careful about doing and take a lot of time to do really well, which is why we're also doing a lot of small projects because I don't want to just work on this alone for 2 years and like not have anything else coming up. But
Mhm.
that's sort of the next big historical message political play, which I'm very excited to do with Lapika, who's a literal genius on this earth, and who was just in Rachel, wonderfully portraying Marie Rodell to perfection. Um, so that's the big one next. And then, yeah, little projects and rewriting Llama Pa, which I do the most of because I'm still completely obsessed with it. And like, I don't know why, like, but I just love that fucking play. I just love those people, both the characters and the actors, and I love the fighting, and I don't know, I'm still obsessed with it. And yeah, the next version's gonna be sick, probably. I rewrote a bunch of Act Two, and I'm feeling pretty good. Excited to like take it back out into the world a little
Well, that's
bit.
awesome. Hopefully, I'll
Yeah,
get to see it this time.
yeah,
I'll see one
yeah.
of your productions one of these days.
One day. It's hard because you also work in theater, and we're always doing things at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, we are.
One day, Owen, one day we'll be so established that we can just like hire each other for things, and then you'll see it because you'll be right here working.
Well, unless you're the artistic director and I'm the managing director of something, I don't think either of us will have the power to hire the other person.
I hire people all the time. I just can't pay them anything. Yeah. So we'll give ourselves 20 years then. Solid 20. God help us. Yeah.
So, well, because this is a video game slash theater podcast, it
A
would be amiss if I didn't mention something video game related. And I have to bring up this game that I found. Hey! Stop it!
puppy bar.
Out! Get out. Theo, come on. Get out.
My heart is melting, puppy barks. I'm so cute. You're lucky we're separated by Skype because I would just be shrieking with glee.
Yes.
Can't. Mm, mm. But yes, video games.
There's a video game that I saw a thing about, and I thought it would. I had to tell Jesse about this game.
Here's Jesse. What is it?
Let me pull up the article I found on it.
All right.
Okay, the game itself is called Pet the Pup at the Party. It's literally a
What?
game where you're walking through a party, ignoring everybody you pass by, and you need to find the dog that's at the party so you can give it pets.
Oh my God. It's the game of our generation. That's so fucking real. Deeply relate. I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely that person at parties. Oh, hey, people I kind of know. Is there an animal over there? I'll be with the animal over there. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Oh my God. What's it for? Is it for like
It is.
PC?
I believe it's on PC, and
Oh,
it's free for now.
what? Oh my God. Oh, little puppy cries. He wants to play too.
Yep, a downloadable game for Windows and Mac OS.
My God, I
For
have a
free.
Mac for free. Well, if this isn't just the best day of my life.
So yes, now I've given you another game to play.
Yes, I will play it before the next time that we have an episode.
Yes.
Maybe one day we can have an episode with all of us again.
What a concept.
What a concept. Yeah, one day. Well, I'm much more available now, although I've been applying for jobs. But you know, things are good. Playwriting is flexible. I make my own hours, so
Okay, this dog's literally going to destroy my door.
so.
I'd
So
like
what have you
to.
Owen, how's I was like Albuquerque treating you. Albany. Albany, New
Albany is
York.
good. Stop it. Except for that. Normally, I love puppies too. I'm all about the puppies. Now that I'm living with one who's not my puppy, yet I feel I've come home every day to find it myself alone with the puppy. So, of course, I have to take care of the puppy because, as you can see, he needs constant attention.
He's like a baby, but like better in every way. Personal opinion.
True. But other than that, we closed Mamma Mia a couple weeks ago. I think I talked
Did
about
you
that in
have
the last
fun?
one. I
Oh,
did. The show itself was crazy, but
I'm sure.
it's such a big show. But
Hmm.
now today was arrival day, and tomorrow's first rehearsal for our next show, Sex with Strangers.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a fun show. It's a two-hander, which I love the fact that being from the company management world, that's amazing. It's like intimate, like adult play, which is so far different from Mamma Mia. So
Yes.
it's like a serious piece that's like has like drama and like sex and romance, and it's
Ooh.
gonna be a good show. I've heard a lot about it. I haven't read it yet, but I've gotten the gist of it. I'm gonna read the script sometime this week. But
Yeah, I haven't read it either, but a bunch of my friends have been in it recently. I feel like it's like getting produced around right now. So I see like the
send you the
production
script.
photos. Yes, please do. I'd love to read it. And now I have time to read things.
But yeah, no, that's one of those things that's just getting produced a lot because the rights are now available, and so all the regional theaters are doing it.
Yeah. And you gotta love two-handers,
Yeah,
like really small casts are what gets done. When we put
it's
up Rachel and somebody who is like sort of a mentor in the festival was like, well, good job on getting the cast down to 4 because like now it's actually producible. And I was like, thank you. Every play I write is for like 9 people. I don't know why. I just write for 9 people.
the other interesting thing about the show is because not only I'll be working backstage for it, but in Act One it takes place in a cabin in the woods.
Ooh.
And Act Two it takes place in an apartment in Chicago.
Huh.
So scenic wise, it presents a challenge, especially for a theater like mine, where it has pretty much no backstage space. So there's no like we can just pull one set off, put another set on. No, our theater doesn't work that way. So a lot of like walls are going to be turning around. It's
Mm-hmm.
like some like set like I think one like these are like industry secrets by the way, so it's secret. But like
Spill the industry secrets, Owen.
I know the couch that's going to be there is going to be a slipcover, and it's going to look like this old Reddit couch, and you pull it off to reveal like this sexy leather couch. Like, haha, look what was here the whole
Magic.
time.
Peter
So,
magic.
but it's
I
going to
love
be
Peter
interesting.
magic. And
Uh,
I love audiences really get bewildered by stuff like that sometimes.
mhm.
Like in Llama Pat, there's a scene where she cuts her wrists. And my mom literally came up to me afterwards and she was like, just tell me, like, how did you do this? Did you like build a fake arm over her arm so that you could cut it? And I was like, what? No, we did not build a fake arm around her arm. I thought that was such a sweet guess. We just put blood, like old, like thicker blood, on the back of the knife, and they only held it like clean side front, and she just like wiped it on her wrist.
Mhm.
So there was like blood on it. It was very simple. But people get mystified by stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Things
always
with
feel like you're
blood, and then like especially when I've noticed one thing that like always mesmerizes the audience, if you have like a set that takes place like for a show that takes place outside, and you have like dirt on your stage floor, everyone from the audience will come up and like touch and be like, how do they make it? What is it? Like, don't touch the set, don't touch it.
said
We
you
will
could
tell you, we will tell you. We are like, we've trained people, the ushers, we always tell the ushers like for shows like that, like this is what the floor is. You could tell them what it is, but don't let them touch it.
It's so funny. The way people feel.
Stop
oh my
it.
God. Little parts. Yeah, but the way people just feel like they're entitled to like go on stage and like interact with things, and you're like, I worked really hard on this, and also if too many people touch it, it will just collapse.
I just mopped that stage. Don't get your dirty footprints on it.
People will notice them, and the director will blame me for my poor
You need to
mopping.
stop it. Okay?
It's real.
The world
Yeah,
doesn't
advice for
revolve
all you
around you.
audience members. Please don't go on stage unless somebody asks you to. It's a dangerous place too,
Even
sometimes.
most people that are pulled up on stage are plants nowadays. So
True. True. I just saw Natasha Pierre in The Great Comet of 1812, and they made somebody come. Well, really, everybody is on stage because the stage is literally everywhere. But they pulled somebody on stage and then they pushed him right back down. It was hilarious.
it's funny. I think you were at the same show. My company manager was just in New York, and she saw it too. I was like, "Oh, Jesse's at that show."
Crazy. Such a small world. I was really glad I got to see it before it closed.
Yeah. So many shows I wanted to see that I can't.
What did you want to see, Owen? Give us your list.
List of shows. Well, obviously, I think we're both in agreement of what the top of our lists are. Hamilton.
Oh, yeah, but that's like such an impossible dream. I should probably be entering the lottery every day, but it seems
You
just like.
haven't been? I did it when I lived in New Jersey. Now you actually live in New York.
But it's so much rejection. You're the one who said that
This
to me.
is true.
It
That's
feels
the
like
reason
getting
I quit.
rejected all the time.
I
You get
couldn't deal with the
rejected enough.
rejection. I was having enough rejection from jobs at that point, like to
Yeah.
not get another rejection every single day from the Hamilton lottery. It just killed my spirit.
I just
Still
yeah,
haven't listened to the soundtrack. Still
can't
haven't.
imagine.
I'm gonna give up eventually because
I know all the
I
words.
know you and everyone else.
Ask me to do the raps. I can do them. They suck. I'm very, very white. But I can say all the words in order rhythmically, so
I want to see that. I wanted to see Dear Evan Hansen. Because I heard great things about that when it was off Broadway, but I've just found out about it like once it became popular, and by the time I found out about it, the off Broadway run was sold out. And like, well, I can see it when it comes to Broadway, and then of course the prices were crazy,
of course.
and now it's one of the Tonys, so the prices are
Yeah,
even crazier.
of course.
But
Of
maybe
course.
when Ben Platt leaves, which is unfortunately, like
Which is
I would love to
soon.
see him with in it. But usually when like the big star, name star, like
Yeah.
leaves the role, prices will
Yeah.
go down and availability will
Absolutely.
go
And
down.
honestly, the people they get to replace those big name stars are usually wonderful.
Mhm.
And I always feel bad that like shows die without a name when they can have like so much talent in them. Like that's why the Comet is closing because of all that controversy with
Mandy
Oak and
Patinkin.
Mandy, and now they don't have a name to sustain it at all. When I saw it, the composer was playing Pierre, like he just stepped in, which was cool. That was really cool. But that's theater today.
Yeah.
Gotta make money somehow. I'm still working on cracking that code.
Yeah, I'm going to be intrigued by next season, Broadway season, because it seems like it's going to be a very flashy season. With
Yeah,
like,
what's coming?
well, we have Frozen,
Oh yeah.
SpongeBob,
Uh,
Anastasia,
yes.
Mean Girls,
Oh
Harry
yeah.
Potter.
And the cursed shit. Yep.
Yeah, so it's a lot of big budget,
Mhm.
big name things that like
Mhm.
is going to draw in a lot of people who don't normally go see theater.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not sure. I just hope that like good original theater doesn't get buried underneath. Not to say that this won't be good theater,
Of course.
but
But yeah, I agree.
yeah,
You want something innovative, and it was nice. I mean, but I was just so happy when we started to come back with like Fun Home and then Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen. I mean, the people are writing new things. Great Comet too.
hmm
Things that are different and original. Because there was that year when I almost gave up hope for theater altogether. I think it was the year Memphis won, which is not to say anything bad about Memphis, but I know they had like 3 musicals up for Best Musical, and it was like all the things were broken, and there was like a scene from Ghost, and I was just like, what? Theater is dead.
you didn't want American Idiot to win, but we
I mean,
saw that together, Jesse.
which was fun, and I liked it, but it was like a staged concert. It's not like a
But it's the
musical.
first Broadway show we saw together.
And it holds a deeply special place in my
No, wait,
heart.
that's not true.
Lest we ever forget.
That's not true. It's the first Broadway musical we saw together. We saw All My Sons together.
Yes, yes, we did in high school.
Why didn't Bridget go to that?
Was she in our English class? Did our English class go?
Yeah, this was AP English. This was senior year, wasn't it?
If it was, then Bridget was in our class with us,
Yeah,
right?
which is why I'm concerned why she didn't go.
Wow, Bridget, when you watch this, which I'm sure you will, comment and tell us why you didn't see All My Sons with us. Or maybe you did and we don't remember. I don't know.
Maybe.
Possible.
But yeah, that show was interesting because going into it, everyone was saying terrible things about how uh, Katie Holmes was like, yeah, she's terrible, she's terrible, she's terrible. And so I just had this like terrible. I'm like, okay, I'm going in knowing that she's going to be terrible. I'm like, huh, she wasn't bad. I don't know. Everyone, the perception that everyone gave to me of her performance was so negative that I just didn't have any expectations going in.
Maybe
So
that's good. It's good
yeah,
to go in
it
without
helped. Definitely
expectations.
helped.
Hey,
Like I didn't see what was wrong with the performance, but I
yeah.
mean,
And that's
personally,
the fun thing about theater too, and always important to keep in mind that like it's just like an opinion thing. Like art is so subjective, and no one is wrong.
mhm,
Like you're not wrong for disliking something, and you're not wrong for liking something, even when people tell you it's bad. I mean, unless it's like racist or something, then like reevaluate your life. But
yeah.
like otherwise, if it's just a play, like think
Y-
whatever you want about it.
You and I need to see like a really good Broadway musical together because I don't
Yes,
think we
please.
have. I think the only two musicals that, well, Broadway musicals together, because we
Mhm.
saw Into the Woods in the park, and that was good. But the only two Broadway
Oh
shows
my
we
God, that
saw,
was so fucking good.
the only two Broadway
Remember when
shows
the
we
ground
saw,
ate Donna Murphy?
of
Because
course it
that
was.
haunts my
This,
dreams.
I was
How did
standing there
they
like,
do that, Owen?
it's like I did not know that there was a stage, that there was a, like the trap underneath the ground because it's in the park.
It
I was
was
like,
dirt.
they have traps here. They have traps here.
My brain was shattered. And also when she climbed the tower. Oh my God, so good. Well, you know what we should see? What's still like at the top of my list, regardless of Hamilton, which I assume I won't see for 15 years, is Come From Away. I know you want to see that too.
Yes, I know someone who's in it. I think he's still in it. Pretty
We
sure
should
he's still in it.
like do go see it sometime. Like rush it one morning. Except that you're really far, but I could rush
Yeah.
it.
I want to come. I'm gonna come down to the city eventually.
Woo! You can always stay at our
I have
apartment.
to go.
We have a pull-out couch now.
I have to meet with our Lords and Equity representatives. So I'll probably be coming down. Uh, Not soon. Probably towards the end of October.
That's
Mid.
comparatively soon.
Yeah, I might be coming down for auditions for She Loves Me.
Amazing.
So
Well, I'll be here. We can rush a show. Rushing shows is
yay.
fun. Slash enter all the lotteries. I won a bunch of lotteries, by which I mean two. And recently, I mean like over the last 3 weeks. I won War Paint and Groundhog's Day, both of which I saw.
I'm surprised Warpaint's still running.
Me too. Me too.
I figured they would have both like once the Tonys were over, like okay, we're done.
Yeah, bye. But no, they're both still in it. It was very cool to see them, but I was not a fan of the construction of that piece. I thought it was really, really contrived. And for a piece that had a great potential to be like a stirring feminist anthem, like was weirdly not about much to me.
Mm-hmm.
And like they kept just like ending up in the same restaurant seated next to each other and being like, I'm overhearing about her life. She's overhearing about my life. And I'm like, are you? Did you? I
Mm-hmm.
don't. And now your husbands are at the same bar. Like, really? New York's really big. Okay. I don't know. It wasn't such a fan. But I was happy to see it at an affordable rate. And of course, the performances were stellar. So, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's always fun to see things.
I think that's a good stopping point, mainly because we have to get ready for our other video chat with Bridget. She said she's going to
We
be
have
late. She's going to be late, but uh, she's still up for it. So, yeah, we're going to go play video games together. And by video games, I mean
Yay!
Jackbox games, which is
Jackbox
still a video
game.
game.
Hell yeah.
But
And it's like a good friendship video game
mhm.
where like we learn things about each other like our witty natures or our ability to answer trivia questions. Or like if we're gonna kill each other. Like the game where you have to get the money or stab each other.
Yeah, I'm never good at that.
I just I just take the money.
Well, Jesse and Bridget learned the hard way when they killed themselves. Like, we're not going to take them in. Like, no, you don't understand. One of you has to, and you're both dead.
We were too noble for this world.
Like, they both died, and
My
thus we were all
heart
dead.
is
Like,
so
that's not,
pure.
like, we were all dead. Every one of us died.
The game does not reward goodness, as it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
But, I can live with my choice. I can.
So, any last minute plugs of things that you'd like to do? I know you're not currently working on anything, but if you know someone or if you know a production that's like you want really
Well,
people to see.
our good friend Morgan, who sometimes appears in this podcast, although not for a very long time, Morgan, is stage managing Pericles with the Fools and Kings project, which is like an outdoor Shakespeare project. And Pericles is an interesting piece, which I've never read, but it was like it's like a collab piece with Shakespeare. Like he worked with somebody else on it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not even know Shakespeare had a hand in anything about Pericles. So it's supposed to be like set in some sort of sci-fi setting, and they're using a hat we used in Maupin, and like for the hat alone, I highly recommend seeing Pericles. It's a great hat. And Vanessa Went, who was Brigitte in our production of La Maupin, who's very, very talented, is the managing director of that company.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I'm going to go see it whenever it opens. And I don't remember when that is, but, like, it's not yet. Morgan lives in my house, so, like, I'm sure she'll tell me.
I got the invite today, and it's like running, like, September 9th through October 1st at multiple
Yeah, it's like
locations.
a longer run. Yeah, at multiple locations.
Yeah. And, of course, I saw this, and I'm like, that's about the run of Sex with Strangers. Sex with Strangers runs from September 22nd until October, like, 9th or something like that. So I was like, well, that sucks. Can't go see that.
But it's cool that you guys are
even
working
more?
on plays that, like, have life. What sucks even more?
First rehearsal for She Loves Me is on Halloween.
Oh, yeah,
Which
you
means I
said
can't
that.
do anything on Halloween.
You
Sucks.
can go to rehearsal.
I don't want to go to rehearsal. I want to get dressed as. And the whole thing is that because
Get
it's a
dressed
new.
up for rehearsal. You'd be so cute.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is that because I'm going to be in rehearsal for that show, I have to be professional. Whereas if I wasn't, I could just be in the office. I could be like, yeah, I'm just going to dress up as a zombie today.
We didn't get into this business to be professional. I don't think I currently own any professional attire. Can
Do
I
you
tell
own
you?
blacks?
Yes, of
Then
course.
you own professional attire for theater.
I guess. I wonder if I even have my black top. Oh God, I'm unprepared for my whole life. I just wear plaid every day, and that's why I went into theater so that I could wear plaid every day.
That so I could wear jeans. Like screw
Yeah.
that. Like I get to wear jeans to work. So
Every
it's worth
day.
it. Everything is worth it.
Hell yeah. No, it's always worth it. I mean, like, gotta chase those dreams, listeners. Chase them.
Chase the dream.
One day we'll catch them. But, not today, but, like, soon. And I had a really good summer. I just love theater people. Well, I love the ones I choose. The ones I choose to be with.
And that's why you write and direct, so you get to choose the people.
Honestly,
Unless
it's
you
a really
hire
big
an outside
upside.
casting agent.
Me. One of my favorite things to do is cast.
Okay.
But yeah,
Well, thank you so much for doing this with me.
of course, anytime now.
And
I'm
we'll
available.
Hopefully have another episode next week. I hopefully being the before as we did not have one last week, as I'm sure many of you noticed and cared about.
Yeah, people.
We will continue to do this until people listen, so that we can get an interview with either Rebecca Sugar or Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I don't know who would stop my heart more, honestly, at this point. Rebecca Sugar. So talented. Next week, I'll be in Massachusetts with Bridget on Monday. Maybe we can make her be in an episode. Somehow, if we can find a
then
thread.
we would try and spin it towards video games, and she'd be like, no. I don't want to. Let's talk about Sondheim more.
Well, I see no problems with talking about Sondheim more.
Yes, but it's a theater and gaming. There has to be at least a little bit of gaming.
So I'll give her 2 shots of liquor, and while she's drinking them, we'll just talk about video games really quick.
Great.
Think about it. We'll brainstorm.
Thanks again for everyone for listening and tuning in, and we'll catch you later. Bye.
Peace out, friends.